If you want to make the best film possible, it is imperative that you really know how to best work with your video editor. Because even if you have a great editor, but you just don't know how to work efficiently with them, your project is going to suffer because of that. So here are my tips as a video editor on what you need to do for the most efficient workflow and the best possible project. The first tip is hire your editor before you start production. A lot of times filmmakers think that they only hire an editor once they're done filming, which kind of makes sense because editing is a post-production process. However, there are some great benefits that can come in if you do bring an editor on board earlier. Those benefits are: the editor can help you make sure you get the shots you need for your film. In my video last week, I talked about some of the biggest mistakes filmmakers make, and the top one is not getting enough coverage. If you hire an editor earlier, the editor can help make sure that you get everything you need to capture. The easiest thing to do would be sending the editor your shot list. So showing the editor what you're planning to film and asking them if this will be enough for them to edit and convey your story. And they'll let you know if they think you're missing anything important, or if there are some shots that you might not need and therefore make your shooting schedule more efficient. And if the editor is even available or willing to be there on set with you whilst you're filming, that can be a great asset because in real time, they'll be able to give you advice if they are seeing anything that's not gonna cut smoothly. Also, if you're running behind during shooting, which does happen often, they can let you know if there are any shots that you might be able to cut and what you need to prioritize. Of course, not all editors are gonna be available or willing to be there on the set, but it's always worth the ask. And if you do hire them early, you have the opportunity to ask that. The other thing an editor can help you with if you do hire them earlier is they can give you advice on some technical needs that will make the editing workflow easier. For example, they could give you recommendations on what format they want you to shoot in. They can give you recommendations on some equipment that might help streamline the editing workflow. For example, at least in my case, something I always try to ask filmmakers is whether or not they're going to be able to shoot with synchronized time code. And that helps me automatically sync the audio and video very quickly. So things like that, an editor can help give advice if you do bring them on board earlier. Now, once you finish production, it is now time for the editing. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to make the editing process smoother and optimize the final result. Don't rush your editor. Now, of course, if you do have a specific deadline by which you need the project done, this needs to be communicated before the editor comes on board. So by the time they've come on board, either you both have an agreed upon date that feels realistic to them, but if you don't, let them review everything and tell you when they can get it to you. This will help them not feel pressured, and it will allow them to take their time with the project so that they can execute it at their best ability. The next step is be open to new ideas. So directors often have a very clear vision of what they want their final film to look like, and this is actually a very good thing. But the job of an editor is to go through your script and then go through all of your footage that you've captured and come up with what they think is the most effective and powerful way to tell that story. And that means they might change some things. For example, they may trim scenes. They may start a scene later or end it earlier than you expected. They may get rid of portions of scenes, like getting rid of some excess dialogue. They may even reorganize some of your scenes, like a scene that you have later on in the film. They think it may be more effective if placed earlier. So all of these changes, when you review a cut for the first time, might seem jarring because anything that's different than what you expected is going to feel a little bit odd. But different does not necessarily mean bad. As a matter of fact, it might be the better way to tell your story, but because you're not expecting it and because you're not used to it, it'll be a little bit off-putting. So my advice would be whenever you receive a rough cut for the first time, sit with the cut for a little bit. Take a few days to see if those changes do actually work for you. Because you may find that once you take a few days with it, you might realize that what the editor did does actually work. Now, if you've sat with it and it still doesn't work for you, then it's time to address it in the feedback, which brings me to my next tip. Understand the difference between a good and a bad note. When you're giving feedback to an editor, you want your feedback to be constructive. So what is an example of an unhelpful, non-constructive note? Well, that might be something like, "This scene doesn't work for me." Why is that a bad note? That's a bad note because it gives a negative feeling, but without giving a reason for why the scene does not work for you. So a constructive version of that same note would be something like, this scene doesn't work for me, let's try to quicken the pace. So that note is now actionable. There's a clear next step that the editor can take. All of your notes need to have a clear next step for the editor. Now, what if you don't know how to fix the scene? You know it's not working for you, but you don't have any concrete ideas on how to fix it. A constructive way to say that would be, this scene doesn't work for me, I'm not sure why, let's discuss. So now you're inviting the editor into the discussion with you, and the editor may have some great ideas on how to possibly fix it. And in general, you want to try to be encouraging as much as possible. Look, editing can take a long time. It's a lot of hard work, and you don't want the editor to feel dejected throughout the process. You don't want them to feel like you're hating the work that they're doing. Even if it's not working for you, there are constructive ways to go about handling that feedback and keeping the overall tone of the communication positive. By keeping things positive and by keeping things encouraging and constructive, you will help the editor still feel motivated to be part of your project. And if they're motivated to be part of your project, they're going to be willing to take the time and attention and focus that the project needs to do the best work. So stay positive, stay motivating, and stay constructive, and you're well on your way to creating the best possible film that you and the editor can. So those are my top 4 tips on how to best work with your editor to create the best possible film. If you found this video helpful, you might want to check out this video here, which will walk you through the biggest mistakes that I see filmmakers make that ruin their movie. Please consider subscribing for more editing insights like these, and drop a comment down below. What was most helpful to you? Or is there anything that you either disagree with or anything that was not clear? If so, please let me know and I'll get right back to you. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.